Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to cover a very important topic of apostrophe. An apostrophe is a punctuation mark which looks like this, and it is used in case of contractions and also to show possession. Now contractions we have already covered in the last video, and if you have not watched it, don't worry. I'm going to put the link in the description below and also cover it briefly at the end of the lesson. And now let's move on to the usage of apostrophe in case of possession. Now, possession is when something belongs to a thing or a person. Now, when it belongs to somebody and we want to show that belongingness, we use an apostrophe. Let's understand the usage of apostrophe in possession in case of singular and plural nouns. Now, what are singular nouns? Singular, single noun, that means one noun. When you have one noun and something belongs to this noun, then we use an apostrophe and s. And if we have a plural nouns, then we already have s with us in most of the cases in plural nouns, so we just add an apostrophe. Now let's understand it by the usage of examples. Let's take examples of some singular nouns. Table, so that means it's just one table. Boy, one boy. Girl, one girl. An ant, just one ant. Apple, just one apple. So I'm talking about all the singular nouns here. Now if something belongs to this, now if the legs belong to the table and we want to talk about it, a table's legs are short, then how do you write it? And when I say a table's legs, so I'm using tables, which sounds like a plural noun, but it's not. Now a table's leg, but I want to talk about only one table. So what is this s about? This is from the apostrophe and the s, which shows the possession. So this becomes a table's. This is how it looks like. Table's legs are short. That means that we want to say the legs of the table are short. Now in the next sentence we have a friend. I went to a friend's home. What you want to say is you went to one friend's home. So why do we hear S sound? Is it friends? That means more than one? No. This sound is from the S that you got with an apostrophe, which shows that this home belongs to the friend. So now you understand why that S sound is there. Now, if I want to say a table's legs are short, I am talking about the legs, but I want to talk also about the table which it belongs to. I'm talking about the home. I went to a home. Whose home? So I want to tell you that I went to my friend's home. And when you show that belongingness, you show it in a singular nouns, you show it with apostrophe and s. So we can say we can add an apostrophe and s to singular nouns and show the possession. Now let's understand the usage of apostrophe in possession in case of plural nouns. Let's take same examples and change our noun to plural nouns. Now my noun is plural, so the table turned into tables. So I want to say the table's legs are short. Now when you use the sentence the table's legs are short, when we used it as a singular noun, we heard it as tables, and in this case we again hear it as tables. They sound the same, but the way they are written is different. When you're reading, you have to understand it that when there is an apostrophe after the E and there is a S, that means we are talking about only one table here. And while writing, if you want to mention one singular table, then you have to put apostrophe and s. But in case of plural nouns, after the noun, the complete noun, which is the tables, we put just an apostrophe. So the table's legs are short. So whenever you see a word like this and you see an apostrophe after, that means this is your plural noun. That means we are talking about the legs which belongs to all the tables. Now the next sentence was, I went to a friend's house. I am going to keep the sentence same, but here I am going to talk about lots of friends. So if you go to lots of friends' house, how are you going to say that? I went to the friend's home. Same thing. Now we again see this is a plural noun. Friend turns into friends in case of plural. Friend is a singular noun. This is a plural noun. And now when I want to refer that home belongs to lots of friends, then I put an apostrophe after my noun, which it belongs to. Not in this one, only here. So this is the difference. Now let's see how it works in case of proper nouns. What are proper nouns? Now proper nouns are nothing but the name of your noun. That means the name of your place, person or a thing. So if I'm a person, my name is Dhwani. Dhwani is a proper noun. Your friend David. David is a proper noun. Now how do you use a David? Now there is not going to be a plural noun in case of proper nouns. So what do? We just consider this as a singular noun and add an apostrophe and s. David's notebook is blue. So what I want to say is the notebook that belongs to David is blue. I want to talk about notebook. And I also want to tell you that this notebook belongs to David. So David's notebook. When I say David's notebook, I do not mean that there are many Davids. So there is only one person over here and you hear the S sound. This S sound is from the apostrophe and s, which shows you the possession, belongingness of the notebook, and here it is David, it belongs to David. Now let's take another example. Now here I've taken a difficult example. Why? Because this name has an S in it. And if I want to show the possession, in this case, I can add just an apostrophe because it ends in S, just like our plural noun. And again, I also show it just like a singular noun and write it as. Both are considered correct. So you can write it as Jess's house is huge or Jess's house is huge. Because it is ending in S, I can just put one single apostrophe. I can also, because it is a singular noun, I can still keep apostrophe and S. So both are considered correct. I have taken this example to make you understand that if you read this by chance, this is not incorrect. This is correct. And then do not consider Jess as more than one person. Jess is still one single person over here. But an apostrophe is also a correct way here, just to tell you, because it ends in S. And some people do not want to add more S. So they keep it short by just adding an S over here. So Jess's house is huge. That means house is huge. And whose house is it? we show the possession that it belongs to Jess. Now Jess's house is huge. David's notebook is blue. Now let's take examples of some of the plural nouns which do not have s in the end. Now hair turns into hair as plural noun. It does not turn into hairs. So my plural noun will still be hair, and mostly I'll be talking about more than one hair. Child turns into children. Now again, I do not have s in the end. So what I do is of course, I'm talking about many hair on my head. So I want to say the hair's color is brown. This hair is my plural noun or could be my singular noun. I still add apostrophe and s if it does not end in s. Now, same case goes for a child turns into children in case of a singular to plural noun. What do I do? So I want to say the park is here. Whose park is it? It belongs to children. So the children's park is here. Now what did I do? Again, I put an apostrophe and s just like I would do it for my singular nouns because my plural noun is not having s in the end. These are the states where you can get confused, but in most of the cases, remember that our plural nouns, in most of the cases, they end in s. So we do not add an extra s, and we make sure that the apostrophe is put after my whole noun, not in between, like not in between the noun and s. The s already belongs to my plural noun. And now let's move to the usage of apostrophe in case of contractions. It's a beautiful day. What do you mean by this? It's with an apostrophe. This just means that this is a contracted or shortened form for it is. So we can actually do that. Yes, we can join two words, shorten them up, omit one or more alphabets, and in place of the omitted alphabets, we put an apostrophe. So this is it is. I take away my I and join these together. But in place of the omitted alphabet, that is taken away alphabet, I make sure that I replace it with an apostrophe. So it is actually, it is a beautiful day. But instead of saying it is a beautiful day, I can shorten it up and say it's a beautiful day. Let's take more examples. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? The contracted form will be, when pronouncing, we have to make sure that we are pronouncing it as it is written, not in the opened up form. So this is where'd you go? This is actually shortened form of where did you go? So this is where did and turned into where'd. So this is where and did. I removed T and I. That means we have omitted two alphabets here. and in place of the omitted alphabets I have put my apostrophe. So can we do that for any word that we want to shorten up? No. English grammar has some particular fixed words which you can combine and turn into shortened form. And there are over 90 contractions in English grammar, which you can easily find while reading. You see an apostrophe very often, but we sometimes do not know what does it mean or why do we do it. So now you know that apostrophe is used in case of both contractions and possession. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.